somehow it's like some super fat like Indian guy from like 2009. He's like from Guyana. Somehow thinking that he is gonna cyanide spray everyone by data collecting people out of their homes, and then somehow he's gonna like overthrow the military in like invisible Germany. But it's funny because like a situation with like Switzerland, like when it gets into like international waters, it's like a big deal. But some people are so lost in like their computer or like their cell phone that they don't even see like when you become like a world problem, like you just sit there in like a daze and you don't even know what's going on anymore,
Don't.
But that's why some people are like more obsessed with their image and like really frivolous little things, and they don't understand like the big picture. But when it gets into like Switzerland, with that it can be pretty ruthless. You're not going to do like the American thing, somehow saying that I don't have an education, I grew up in California. People in California are some of the most helpless people in the country. You get into like a survival situation, you go like this, I can't do it, or like someone stole my wallet, like they can't defend themselves, especially when it gets into like a situation of like physical violence. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna call your helpless neighbor and then no one's gonna do anything, everyone's gonna die? So with that it's like you're gonna have to have some type of police force or some kind of military, and then someone has this great idea that there's not going to be police anymore, there's going to be no military in the world. It's like they even have a military in India. I don't even think that somehow the Indian military are going to say like that there's no military in America. So if the Indian military has a military, you're saying that the United States isn't going to have a military, but India is going to have a military?
Not yet. Charge first, and then you slide it in there.
You go ahead.
So someone thought it was going to be like free money for beautiful women, and then they're gonna put all their money overseas, and like no one's gonna do anything except that like transmission route. Everyone knows where it went. It's all going into the Caribbean and then shooting out to other countries or whatever. But it's like, what do you need? All you need is like a mailbox. This isn't like literally for the world where somehow you think that you like overthrew the military, and now what? Like the Indian military is gonna like yeah, right? It's like some of the dumbest, most like self-righteous people. But then med ana problem med de idé med dinamen och the nummer för dinamen, like with when it gets into like a Swiss problem, that's not my problem.
Thank you.
Right? Especially when you get into like, it's literally
the mailbox.
Gandhi, who wasn't really like connected to like a military, but he really thought like somehow he was gonna like overthrow the British by like murdering all Chinese people. And with like the freaking Chinese military, when you get to like a single individual saying that they're gonna like murder all Chinese people, that's literally like the feet guy in like Nicaragua. He literally, it's like an Indian program where he says he's gonna like murder all Chinese people.
That is insane.
Isn't it insane?
Sounds insane.
Right. I didn't do it. That guy is like, he's lost in saying that he loves gay people and like gayness and homosexuality and gayness. And then somehow he thought that through like sex that somehow that was going to be like the new like military control or something. But it's literally like Gandhi. It's like Gandhi somehow saying that like he seriously died. He like died for that, right? Now if there's like this like obsession where it's like, oh, I'm still saying that I'm gonna like murder all Chinese people with like a Chinese head count, and it's like, oh, who's doing it, right? It doesn't turn into a situation you could be like, well, maybe it's easier this way when you act like a nice little girl and you can try to like send a message across, but not in a serious way where it'll like scare the shit out of you. Whereas like, I didn't do it. It's just literally try to like send a message across. But it was a big deal once upon a time. I don't think it's not. So with the Caribbean, but it's also getting into like the islands, like off of like Vanuatu and like Micronesia, certain things around Japan, you know. But with like the satellite, you're not gonna just hit like a comma and put some overvaluation on it because somebody wants to like murder the entire like population of China. They make a lot of money, so you know, I don't know. It's better to do it that way. Like,
I don't know. It sounds insane.
Does it sound insane? All right.
Very insane.
Yeah, I mean it's better to do it so because it can like scare people, you know. But it's usually like, you know, there's the near future, then there's the future, and with certain things, you know, you can't, you know, I guess I don't know what to say about that, but you know, or what is it, the near past about certain things like recently and what they're like affiliated to. So, you know, je pense like que les personnes like ne comprennent la situation like that. It's like, you know, how can you stabilize that methodology in a point where it's going to be held, you know? So, you know, if you walk around with like not only a stolen credit card or you know, stolen money with a stolen ID, you know, it's not going to be floating. It's going to be literally like floating in a cloud. It's not really going to be stabilized to anything.
So where are you headed now?
I was going to go do something or whatever.
Okay.
Right? I was going to do something, but you know, with the big, he's like a big fat Guyana guy. There's like a single individual that's doing it. It's becoming like a big financial problem. But you know, some people aren't selfish enough to say it's not just my problem. You know, it could be a problem for a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
But to move something so fast in such a short amount of time, like, something's wrong. But in that thing with that guy in, like, Nicaragua, it's not really supposed to be there because that's another thing where it gets to, like, something in India where since when is there an Indian military format from Gandhi era that somehow also says I'm going to murder all Chinese with like a head count?
Never heard of that before.
Right? So what are you going to do with like the import exports? You know, there's like billions of people that need to make a living. You just have a few people somehow saying that somehow I stole an ID and I'm into prostitution and I want to like steal money and but you know, it's like, what's the point of, you know, that military format? Is literally for like protection in a way, and you know, when you have like a single individual attached to that, especially to Nicaragua, there's that still there. So, you know, it could, I'm sure that there'll be other people. It's not just you know, I think yeah. So just to like, you know.
Thank you for the information.
Yeah, right.